Kia ora, g'day, welcome back once again. Here in this video, I've received a few of these emails lately, and there's been a few comments in some of the videos from men that are a bit older than I suppose what might be typically assumed is the normal age for somebody looking to go into a selection course. So this is just a snippet of one. I won't share it on the screen, but I'll just read a portion of it. This is part of a bigger email that was sent through recently, and there's been several others, as I've mentioned, just recently as well. So they're pretty much asking the same sort of thing. And in here, this person has got, my question is, at 37 years old, but still pretty fit and a lot more mature in life, my mental ability, etc., what are my realistic chances of ever being selected post-selection, if that is plausible? Cool question. I think that there's a few other things as well that this person in particular has put down, which is similar to a couple of other emails in regards to their stage of life, their current role and job that they have, and family situation, etc., etc. And I get it. I can understand the concern with regards to the age. As we start racking up a few more years and runs on the board, so to speak, there's a lifespan, there's a time frame within which it's probably more optimal to do selection rather than not, or rather than trying to do it later on when you're a bit older. So regarding the realistic chances, honestly, to you and to the person who sent me this email and to those that have asked similar questions, you've got as much chance as anybody else, whether that person is 20, 21 years old, whether that person is mid-20s, late 20s, whether that person is early 30s. You've got as much chance as a seasoned soldier who's got maybe 8 to 10 plus years experience as an infantry soldier, who's got deployment operational experience, and them completing selection. And if you complete selection, you've got the same chance. Wouldn't matter if you were 40 years old, I would be saying the same thing. That's my take. So the caveat being, you got to do enough and perform well enough during the selection to get through the selection, to get to the stage whereby you even have a chance to be putting your hand up and saying, here I am, I'd love to be selected for further training. Reality is, everybody that, as far as I know anyway, like just myself and speaking to guys that I went through selection with them, both in NZ and Australia, we all thought we weren't going to get selected to go on to further training, but we were hoping for a miracle, right? I know I was hoping for a miracle in both instances that I would get picked up. But I was already comfortable with the fact that if I didn't get selected, even though I completed it, I wasn't going to hang my lip and get upset. I was going to go away and I was going to come back again. So I was going to keep running into that brick wall, so to speak, that imaginary brick wall, and keep coming back to do selection again as many times as they would let me, until I hopefully did enough to earn a place to get selected for further training. So there's that aspect. And I suppose with regards to your query, I think some of the other parts of that is, as long as you're in good shape physically and mentally, as long as you perform as well as you can during the selection, and that you meet all the requirements, all the minimum standard stuff, that you meet it, and wherever possible that you exceed them, that you're a good person, you're a good human being, and that you're not a dickhead. You give yourself as good a chance as anybody else. Are there things stacked against you if you're coming direct entry from Civvy Street versus a soldier? Yeah, probably from a skills wise and just an understanding of military culture and the way things are, and not to mention the technical skills and that sort of thing. But if you're willing to put in the work and put up your hand and say, here I am, and you can get through all of those things that I just mentioned, well, then you have just as much chance as anybody else. What I would say though, in regards to your question, is that if you're worried about whether or not it's plausible because you've got, you don't want to throw a career or whatever else away, or if it feels like you're throwing away something else of where you currently are because of your age, because you're worried that you won't get picked up or selected for further training for the cycle, if that's weighing heavy on your mind, then I would say don't do selection. That's my honest take. Anybody looking to go on selection, and this is just my personal take here, having had the opportunity to go through two and understanding what that feeling is like before you even step on the start line. My take is, if you can't accept the fact and the cold hard reality that you may not get selected for further training, that you may not progress onto cycle, again, that's if you pass the actual selection. No guarantee that you'll pass the selection, but if you do happen to complete the selection and you get to the end whereby you're saying, here I am, if you can't accept that harsh reality that there's a possibility, it's probably 50-50, that you may not get picked up for further training, then it may not be a good idea for you or for individuals that are worried that way or that are wired that way to go on selection. That's just my take. But to those who may be in that similar age bracket and stage of life, if you can accept that there is a 50-50 possibility that you will not get picked up for further training, and you're okay with that, then I say fill your boots, go for it. Get after it, apply, go on the selection and do what you need to do. I've mentioned this situation before, just in closing, this person that sent through is 37. I've got other people that are sort of early 30s, a couple that are a little bit older, so 38, 39, that have reached out, and I'm lucky enough to work with a couple of people in that sort of similar age bracket. On my cycle in NZ, because he had already done selection before me, he was turning 38 or 39 during the cycle, and he was just a weapon, just a machine, like fit, fast, strong, good human being. What more could you ask for in a person, right? And an operator serving in the unit. He's still serving there now in the unit. And still, from what I hear and what I understand, still a weapon, still running the house down, still training the house down, and still a good person. So that sort of gives you, I suppose, a bit of an indication of where that person is at, understanding that everybody's different. But, you know, anywhere in the 30s, there was a guy there that turned 38 or 39 during my cycle. Passed, got badged, still serving there now. Still, I think, fighting the good fight and doing awesome. So yeah, that's what I have to share there. Hopefully you can take something away from that, the person who sent me this email, and those others who I've replied to, just in an email reply, and also let them know that, hey, listen, I'll do a video on this because I'm getting a few inquiries from people, I guess, in a similar stage of life and having similar thoughts or concerns in and around, is it too late for me? Should I go now, or am I wasting my time? I think you're only wasting your time if you can't live with the fact that the reality, the harsh reality is that you may not get picked up. If you can live with that reality, then I don't think you're ever wasting your time if it's something that you genuinely and truly want to do. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps anybody that stumbled along this video and or that might have similar questions or queries. Grateful to those that sing out. I thought I'd try and get through this one so I'm not doing it on the Frontline Friday, because there's a heck of a lot of questions that have come through for this Friday's live. So anyway, thanks very much once again for your time, for your support, and as always the message is the same. Any challenges, difficulties, heartache, heartbreak that you might be going through, keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, put one foot in front of the other and take one day at a time. Know that things can do and will get better if you want them to, and that the sun will shine again. There is a light at the end of that tunnel, so stick at it. As always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, there is a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation and gratitude for you all.